I'd like you to meet Man Bahadur Gurung. He lives in Salleri, VDC, and that's his monthly journey to pick up his pension funds from the British Gorkha pension payout location, which is a 1 day's walk. This he does monthly. Then this is when the CDMA services of Nepal Telecom started in Manang district. What you see in that picture is this farmer using the most primitive technology, a wooden plow. But if you look carefully at his ear, he's got a mobile phone. So you see these contrasting differences. Here is a gentleman who has to walk for a day to get a financial service. And here is a person in a mid-hills of Nepal, and he can call anywhere in the world. Why this contrast? Why does it have to be that way? Why do the people who need essential services, and financial services is a very essential service. It is very important because research has shown that availability of financial services, products at the base of the pyramid is a very important contributing factor to poverty elevation, because then it opens up doors and it has no barriers to what all can be achieved. So we started on this vision about how can we deliver financial services to the people that really need it, and who, because of that, it will change their lives. So we needed to look at who is the BOP, and the BOP in Nepal are the really poor people who, because of decades of conflict and earlier also, they didn't have jobs, so they migrated. They migrated to cities and they migrated abroad. Nepal's #1 export right now is human resources. Unfortunately, for such a resource-rich country, we should be saying we are earning more dollars from tourism, but unfortunately we are not. We earn from our migrant workforce, and that's the reality. But they contribute tremendously to this economy. They contribute, inward remittances constitute the #1 contributing factor to the GDP. That is close to $4 billion annually. The other flip side to it is the people of that data, only 1.8% get saved. Why is that so? Why can't people save? Because there are no financial services available to them where they need it most. That is, in their doorstep or near where they live. Because of geographical limitations and constraints of physical infrastructure in Nepal, it is very hard to deliver a brick and mortar financial service at village levels. So, what do? As global data has shown, it is very possible to deliver financial services over a mobile phone. Not in everyone's home, in everyone's pocket, because everyone has a mobile phone in their pocket. Every household in Nepal now has a mobile phone. We have mobile penetration of over 70%, whereas banking penetration has only reached 30%. So when we went about to offer a totally interoperable shared access solution to banks here in Nepal, they said, "Who the hell are you? I am me bank, I am the only one who can do it. Why do I need you?" And we said, well, we are talking about delivering financial services to the BOP, which has a totally different take. And you are going to now deliver it through a different channel, a channel that you have no clue about. So why don't we sit and we talk about it, and let's look at how we can give you a huge market share, which is unbanked or underbanked, and that can contribute in the long run to better profitability for you and your stakeholders, which is important, or at least reduce the cost of delivering services to such a market. So slowly we started getting takers, and now it has been about a year that this shared access, totally interoperable, model is live. I'd like to stress here that the innovation here is not in the technology. The innovation here is actually in the business model. We are talking currently of 5 financial institutions and their 175 branches and as many number of agents that they use being totally interoperable. This business model does not exist anywhere in the world. What does this do? It provides a totally seamless customer experience. A customer of this service can go and interact at any location. So a father can be in the village and he can receive money from a son working in the city, or a mother working in the farm can pay the school fees of her son studying in the university or a college in the city. Everybody, any person has an ambition to grow, to become better. So poor people also have ambitions, and we need to provide them tools and services that helps them come out of the cycle of poverty that they are in. Element that is a very important element in the challenges that we have to face is the regulatory environment. The regulatory environment plays a very important role in determining how the services are developed and how they are delivered, because you need to have certainty about what is going to happen. And it's more important so that the banks and providers know what business model to offer and make it viable. So the regulation makes it very, very important. The other element of regulation is also fulfilling the know your customer requirements and CDD, which for the poor people can be a huge challenge. Poor people don't carry ID cards around. They don't have photographs. That adds up one more cost. Why should I sign up for this service? So those are elements that the regulator needs to look at and learn lessons of what happened in other countries. And that, we believe, will contribute to more faster scale up if the regulator looks at this sector about providing financial services to the poor in a more positive light. So you're talking about a huge element of what all this service can do in the future. This service is going to change the whole impact of what can be done in Nepal. Because right now we're talking about one bank competing against each other, but what we are trying to stress here in the initial stages is a term called cooperation. You cooperate on infrastructure and compete on services. Okay? So what we are trying to do is that you deliver financial services and don't compete against each other in the initial stages. Why? Because your number one enemy is cash. Cash is costly to the country. It costs a lot to print, it costs a lot to secure, and it costs a lot to transport. So if we can all come together and bring the masses into formal financial systems, the formal financial systems can then contribute to the national economy, to the local economy, and once you start delivering financial services to the BOP through your mobile phone, you can add on other services you want to. You can bring in medical services, you can bring in insurance, you can bring in market information systems, and people can make choices. Choices which is determined by them, not by a provider.